Hello, my lovelies. Jenny O here, the author with no last name, and this is Clem, and we are back in Calico, the Pawsome edition. And today we're going to make two more recipes from the sweet tab of our recipe book. So we're going to make a cinnamon rolls and boba tea. Ginny, you're skipping flan. Yes, I'm currently skipping flan because I have to figure out how to actually do flan. There is a part of the mini game I can't figure the controls out yet, but hopefully by the time we get to the end of these or the end of these being posted, somebody will have figured it out, or I'll have spent several hours staring at the screen going, what in the world is going on? Or maybe it will turn out to be a glitch. I don't know. So let us start with cinnamon rolls. And I have 10 fresh already, but that's okay. We will then have 20. So our best quality is silver on these, and we will get a 1.5 bonus on silver on your base price of 125. So I have a sale price of 187 beans, and they seem to round down, not up. So here we go. My best time has been 5 minutes and 30 seconds for the high score 128. We might get a little lower. We might not make our silver star again, but hey, that's okay. We're here to have fun. So collect the ingredients for the dough and toss them into the cauldron. All right, so we need to go over here to our fridge, and we use these spoons. We jump on space, use space to jump over, and we need 2 eggs. So we want to throw the eggs over to the other counter for the mice to bounce them to the other counter here. And, oops. Well, oh! Well, it ran over to the spoon, and the spoon did it automatically. That's nice. I didn't know it could do that. See, you learn new things all the time on the physics of this game. So, if you get the egg into the spoon, it will go back. So we want to pour the milk into the cauldron. Bouncy, bouncy, bounce. Drop it off to the side, out of the way, and pick up the eggs and toss them in. So this is, what was it, cinnamon rolls? So this is for the dough. Okay, so we need to get the sugar in the, uh-oh. Calico has come to join us on the counter, and Pudgems is going around in circles. So we want to take the elevator up to our dry ingredients cupboard to grab the flour and the sugar. And we'll be pouring the flour into the cauldron, as long as we aren't, falling off and bouncing everywhere. Always fun. So I like taking the flour back up, and to grab the sugar, just to keep things out of the way, to keep the counter clear. But you can just toss it off to the side if you want. So remember, when you're pouring something, you are using the left key. Okay, you're just gonna stand over here in the way, aren't you, Calico? Alright, so now we need to collect ingredients for the topping and toss it into the cauldron. Once again, you wanted the sugar, and the sugar is, you might just do a little too much when you're doing it the first time, so that's okay. You'll have the sugar, maybe have the sugar done automatically. Oops, that's the chocolate. We don't want the chocolate. We want the cinnamon, all tied up with a string bow. And for some odd reason, Calico has decided to jump in the cauldron and swim in it. That's not hygienic, Calico. Alright, so let's pick up. So now we've made ourselves a cinnamon and sugar thing to put on our dough over here. And once again, you're going to be running around. And the cinnamon sugar is not as wide as some of the other stuffs, but you're going to be running around trying to get as much of this covered as fast as possible. And if you fall off, you'll have to hit space to jump up to get back on top of it. And running back and forth is, here you can just hit space and jump all over the place. I don't know. However you like to do it. Whee! Back and forth to cover it with cinnamon. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to roll up the dough. Now, once again, and it's going to be rolling up in individual pieces, which is not precisely what you do. But this is a game, and we'll we'll let them, you know, have their thing. So you pick them up and you toss them into the pan. So picking them up is left click, toss them again is left click again. And don't worry about being perfect. They will settle into there automatically, and they're really tight and close together, which I don't think it's supposed to be, but okay. And so you pick them up again, pick up the full pan, and we're gonna toss it into the easy bake oven. We're gonna run over here and we're gonna run on this mouse wheel to bake our cinnamon rolls evenly. Now you can try to stop in the middle and have it rise up or whatever. If that's what you want, or you can try to get it all in one pass. I just like running back and forth. That's my own thing. So they are considered done when they start hitting the top, you'll notice, but you'll have that bake bar, and the bake bar will fill up with green. Alright, so now we have, once again, we have some sort of icing. And as we run around, oh, Tiny went outside and came back in. We run around on top of the cinnamon rolls. The icing will fall out behind us as we try to get them covered. And you know, if you fall out of the pan, just jump up again, hit space to get into it, and you know, just try to get as many as possible. So here on the cinnamon roll, we managed this time to get a 5-minute mark and a gold star on our score, so it gives us an average of a silver star here for our cinnamon rolls. Alright. Woo! So now we have 20 fresh cinnamon rolls because I had made 10 before and I hadn't cleaned out everything in my display yet. Alright, so let's make the boba tea. Now the boba tea is one of the more expensive items in the game. So even if you have just a base price, it's going to bring you a lot of money. Donut, there's like 3 sweet things that are really good priced here. So the donut with 200, the flan with 225, and the boba tea also at 225. And I have 3 boba tea left, so we can make some more boba tea. So the first thing you're going to do is you want to grab these pearls, and they say they want you to toss them into the baskets. And I don't know if they let you do this. I was just going to try to see if I could just toss it into into some of these other cups, because I'm not really fond of trying to figure out how far they can go. So if you put them in the little cups, you get 10 points. If you put them in the big cups, the big cup, you get 1 point. And if you put them in the medium-sized cup, you get 5 points. So just choose your poison, I guess. They will disappear out of your hands if you're not fast enough. So I just for sake of, not really for the sake of time, but for my sanity, just putting them into the basket. And you might actually get more points if you get it into the basket that's running back and forth, but okay. So what we need to do is we need to put the milk and the tea into the kettle. And the milk and the tea are right over here next to the stove, so you don't have to run around and get them. You just gotta go over here and you gotta pour the milk in. And I don't make boba tea, so I'm not sure how accurate this is. And then you gotta come over here and you just put the tea bag into there. And then they have this heat button that will show up in the middle of the stove. And this is the only time you actually use the stove for some reason. So we jump onto the heat button, and you have to have it stay down into that green section. So you'll be jumping up and down so it doesn't overheat, and you know, jumping off of it too at times. It's just wee. Let it go down, then try to jump back on quick. And so you don't want it too hot, but you don't want it too cold. Alright, so once the teapot is done, you need to come over here and fly with it to fill up the cups. Now here's the teapot, for some odd reason, is hiding underneath the stove. So you can't see it. So you got to pick it, get up there. And what you do to go up is you got to hit space. And they're not telling you this, notice. And you got to come over here and you can steer your teapot with the WASD keys. So you're going to be, you need to hit up space, get up high enough, and hope, you know, let me see if I can get this camera to zoom in a little more so we don't have this problem with the awning of the stove. And you're going to come over here and you're going to try to fill up all the cups as fast as you can as you're, you know, running back and forth. This is one of the more aggravating ones. Alright, and then you have the cups over here that you were putting the pearls in to begin with. So you just come over here, get as close to them as possible with the T. You got 2 or 3 there, and there we go. And now we need to go over to this side. Just keep hitting the space bar to stay up as much as possible. You know, you don't want to get too high, but you don't want to get too low either. And of course, you'll get into the perfect spot and it will come over. So that is how you make boba tea in Calico. So always remember, when you're flying on that specific, with that specific balloon, you want to hit space to go upwards. And that took us about 4 minutes 20 seconds, which is faster than I did it before, I'll tell you that much. And it's got a really low score, but that's okay. You know, boba tea, even if you don't have any type of thing on it, does sell pretty high because people like sweet things, so they'll give you a bonus because they like sweet things. And then there's people who, and then the people with the favorite with their boba tea will pay you even more because they really like boba tea. Good way to get lots of beans. Okay, so let's see. So we made the cinnamon rolls, and we made the boba tea. So, I just, real quick, I'm going to show you the problem with the flan. And you know, maybe somebody will make a comment and you'll be like, I see what you're supposed to do. So we gotta go over here and we pick up the milk, or as you can see, I will toss the milk into the air and pour the milk into the little mixing bowl here. Set it down. Grab the sugar and do that. Okay. And then you want to go over here, and they give you 4 eggs. And you can try shoving, you know, throwing them, or you can just toss them in. And you'll get 10 points for each egg. Okay. So you pick up the egg, you can drop it into the bowl. And then you gotta mix it. Hit the left and mix it. And again, it's just hitting the space with the paw. This is not too difficult so far. Whee! Just keep hitting space when you know it gets to the paw, and you'll make plenty of points. Alright, now it's done mixing. You pick it up and you come over here and you pour it. This is not how you make flan, but you know, this is a game, so we're not gonna get too fancy. So you pour it, and you see you have this bar that says there's a minimum amount you have to pour before you can pick it up. Okay, so now here we have our flan. This is not how you make flan, but fine. So you're supposed to be able to, oops, I need one more drop. Okay, one more drop. Oops. There we go. So once the little paw shows up, you can pick it up. So you pick it up. Now, you'll get this little start over here. You come over here and you start. So while I'm walking with it right now, I can do this. I can pick up. I can click on the left click and pour it and be able to turn around with it. But let me move in as far as I can. But as soon as I hit start over here, it moves my camera on me. And no matter what I do, I can't seem to control the black dot or control the dish in any way to make that black dot stay in the middle like it's supposed to with the instructions are telling you. So that is why I cannot show you the flan because I still cannot figure out the controls. So next time we will start on the savory menu. We'll do some coffee and bread, and as you can see, I have plenty of stale things in the savory menu to replace. So thank you for listening. Take care. Bless. And I will see you in the next video.